Mr. Viduthalai to felicitate the new entrants.
My Lord, Madam Justice Govindarajan Tilagavati, My Lord Mr. Justice Kumarappan, My Lord Mr. Justice Dhanapal, My Lord Mr. Justice Senthil Kumar, My Lord Mr. Justice Arun Murugan, ever dynamic, affectionate friend, Chairman of the Bar Council of Tamilnadu and Puducherry, Mr. B.S. Amalraj, Vice Chairman, Mr. V. Karthikeyan, Committee, and my dear friend, Mr. K. Balu, Vice Chairman of the Bar Council, our beloved Mr. Saravanan, and Mr. C.K. Chandrasekhar, who moved the enrollment, and my respected former Member of Parliament, Mr. Krishnasamy, and former Additional Advocate General, Mr. Arvind Pandian, others, members on the dais and of the dais, and the newly enrolled advocates, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. As the previous speaker said, the function has got a threefold aspect. So first, I would address on the Constitution Day. Second, I would go to the felicitation of the newly appointed judges. And thirdly, with regard to the newly enrolled advocates and your responsibilities and duties. As the Chairman of the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry said, our Constitution is a wonderful document created by about 299 brilliant brains sitting over for more than 1083 days and creating a document which has lasted for 74 years and has entered into the 75th year of its existence successfully. அகரம் என்றார் வள்ளுவர். என்னை பொறுத்தவரை அரசியல் அமைப்பு சட்டம் முதல்தான் அனைத்து சட்டங்களும். The Constitution is the bedrock of all the laws in our country. The preamble practice, the preamble promises of sovereign, democratic, socialist republic, assuring justice, social, political and economic, and promoting liberty, equality and fraternity are the much needed mantra for our country. Our Constitution has withstood the testing time. And as a lawyer who had been practicing for the past 44 years, and that too in the High Court on the constitutional side, I can tell you that every one of you, whether you practice in the lower courts or in the High Court or in other courts or in Supreme Court straight away, you have to know certain fundamental aspects of constitutional law. See, when the Constitution was given, it had 395 articles and 8 schedules. But today, after 74 years, if you count arithmetically with all the amendments, it has got about 448 articles, 12 schedules, and about 105 amendments. That shows the resilience of our Constitution and its adaptability. And any law made, there are laws governing us from cradle to grave. It has to be subjected to the test of constitutionality. Therefore, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. In fact, you all know that ours is the lengthiest written constitution in the whole world. That is number one. Secondly, our Constitution was crafted taking into consideration the age-old Constitution of the United States of America, which was crafted in 1776, and then the Constitution of Canada, which came into force in 1900, and the Constitution of Australia, which came into force in 1899, and also the aspects of unwritten constitution And there are certain features of the Constitution of Ireland and Russia, West Germany and South Africa, which have been incorporated in the Indian Constitution. It's a very wonderful document. Therefore, on this Constitution Day, you the lawyers who have been enrolled before a Constitution bench, as was addressed by the previous speakers, you must all read Constitution article by article. And you should make it a point to read at least one article a day. 393 articles or 448 articles is not a great material. You can always read it. But I tell you that unless you read the Constitution, you won't be able to appreciate the law. That is the importance of the Constitution, which you have to realize on this Constitution Day. Apart from the Constitution of India, I would request young lawyers to read certain foundational laws without which an effective practice in law is a near impossibility. Say for example, you must be well acquainted with the Code of Civil Procedure, Indian Evidence Act, Code of Criminal Procedure, Contract Act, Transfer of Property Act, then of course the Responsibilities of Landlords and Tenants Act. These are all the fundamental laws about which you must have a basic idea. If you are practicing anywhere in India, doesn't matter, but you must have basic idea and you must read these enactments before you start your practice. And as I've been telling in my previous speeches, you decide your destination, chalk out your journey, then work on the milestones. As a lawyer, when you are enrolled, there are 4 avenues open to you. Say for example, when I was enrolled 44 years back, I wanted to remain as a lawyer throughout my lifetime. I wanted to become a great lawyer like Mr. K.K. Venugopal, Mr. K. Parasaran, Mr. Ram Jethmalani, Mr. Suri Saurabhji, Nani Palkiwala. See, this is one thing. To remain as a lawyer and be a very popular lawyer, a respected lawyer, and a lawyer who has carved out niche for yourself. That is one path. The second one is, I want to become a judge, whether it may be a subject or a district judge or a high court judge or a directly elevated Supreme Court judge. So judicial path is one thing. To remain as a lawyer forever is another. These are the 2 paths. The third one is, I am an academic oriented lawyer, therefore I do doctorate in law. I will equip myself, I will acquire postgraduate degree in law, I will become a doctorate, and then perhaps I will become a faculty in law, I will become a professor of law, and perhaps a founder of law college like Mr. Saravanan, who is the managing director, chairman of the National Law College, Salem, and perhaps the vice chancellor of our university. The academic path, the judicial path, the professional path, the academic path, and there is the 4th one, namely that as a lawyer, I would like to equip myself in the nuances of the law, and then thereafter give out my knowledge to political parties, and I become a member of parliament or a minister or a law minister, as is the case with Mr. Krishnasamy, who is sitting before us. Therefore, first of all, decide your destination. Where do you want to go? If you want to become a judge, be very studious. Be a voracious reader. Forget about all these electronic gadgets, WhatsApp, X, Facebook, whatever it is. No, all these things you have to hashtag, memes, YouTube. Forget about it. Spend all your time reading the law. I used to tell the newly enrolled lawyers, read 1 judgment a day. 1 judgment a day to keep your ignorance of law away, howsoever small it is. And read 1 provision of law. In CPC, there are only 151 sections, there are several orders. Then if you start reading one by one, maybe after 5 years you will find that you have enormously enriched your knowledge of law. Therefore, you have to work hard, decide your destination, chalk out your path, mark your milestones, and you must also introspect after 5 years. What have I done? Where am I going? Am I going in the right direction? Or do I need course correction? All these are matters. Kindly you do that, and you will be one of the greatest lawyers that our country has ever seen. Therefore, my suggestion to the newly enrolled lawyers would be, hereafter your focus should be only on studies. After reading the law, and you must also have common sense. You must think on your own. Why this? Why the law says this? Why not the other way? Think about it. Develop your common sense and ponder over points and think. You increase your thinking capacity. Improve your communicative skill. Increase your thinking capacity. Be obedient, honest, straightforward, man of integrity. Integrity and honesty, never give up. Right a spot, you should never deviate from that. One day you will make a great lawyer. And apart from that, I would also suggest, if you want to be a great lawyer, you should also read the books penned by the great lawyers and judges. Say for example, Roses in December by M.C. Chagla, Before My Memory Fades by Filey Nariman, My Courting Days by Mr. Santi Bhushan, Small Men and Big Egos by Ram Jetmanani. There are Know Your Constitution by Filey Nariman. You must read all these books in order to get some sort of a self-confidence, motivation, and you must emulate the biggest brains in law. It is my desire that the great legal brains from this bar, Mr. K.K. Venugopal, who became the Attorney General of India, Mr. K. Parasar, who also became the Attorney General of India, Mr. G. Ramasamy, who was another Attorney General of India, and Mr. Venkatramani, who is also an Attorney General of India. We have contributed 4 Attorney Generals to our country. All of them belong to the Madras Bar. I want you to keep all this in mind. Getting enrolled as a lawyer is nothing. I am telling you, you are one amongst the 125,000 lawyers in Tamil Nadu. You are running the race with them. Number one. Number two, you are one of the about 13 to 15 lakhs lawyers in this country, and you have to make a mark. Therefore, you have to work very hard, tirelessly, at least 10 to 12 hours a day, work 10 to 12 hours a day, learn from the senior, be in a senior's office at least for 2 to 3 years before you learn the law fully, learn the court craft, respect the elders, and come out with flying colors. This is my suggestion to you. As for the judges who are here, practically I know all of them. See, by dint of their hard work, they have achieved this status. A position does not come to you by fortune, no. It is by persistent effort and developing your knowledge and going in the right direction. Therefore, I again implore you, as Valluvar said, Solar Vallan, Sorviran, Anjan, Avani Ihal Vallar Yarku Maridu. So be a person with a gift of the gap, with a lot of communicative skills. Solar Vallan, Sorviran, work tirelessly. Anjan, be courageous. As I used to say, lawyers must have language, courage, and knowledge. If you have all these 3 qualities, nobody can stop you from becoming a great lawyer. Thank you.